What's up, guys? So here I'm going to talk about my predictions for the Nintendo Direct. Because if you guys haven't heard, this Wednesday, April 12th, Nintendo Direct incoming. It's going to be for all regions, so you got North America, Europe, and Japan. For the sake of this video, I'm going to mainly be talking about the American one, just because it's my territory. So yeah, but a lot of it can pertain to multiple territories as well. So anyways, they said the Direct is going to focus on 3DS and Switch titles, but the main focus is going to be on mainly ARMS and Splatoon 2. Now, the reason I think that, the reason I think they're doing that is because of the fact that you got to think ARMS and Splatoon 2 were two big heavy hitter titles that they've already announced for the Switch, and we know that they are coming out in spring and summer respectively. So I think what they're trying to do is get all the information for these games out there now before E3. There's a chance one or even both of them could launch before E3. So as far as the information we're going to get, I think we're going to get a lot of information on the different modes, characters for ARMS, how the online is going to work for both games for now until they switch over to the paid model in the fall. I think they're going to focus on how it's going to mingle with the app, but I don't think they're going to do too much with the app. I think they're going to, as far as the online multiplayer stuff, I think most of the details for that are going to be at E3 for the multiplayer, the online stuff in general for the Switch. But I think a lot of details for both these games are going to come out. As far as release dates, I do believe we're going to get release dates for both of the games. Normally, I'm against getting released, like every time there's a Nintendo Direct, everyone's like, "Oh, there's release date for this, release for that." I remember when Zelda was going to be the big game at E3 last year, and everyone was like, "Oh, we got to get the release date," and people were annoyed that we didn't get a release date. I mean, come on, you knew we weren't going to get a release date. I mean, come on. But I think this time around, I think there's a high chance we'll get release dates for both games. If not both games, at least ARMS. My prediction is I believe ARMS is going to come out in May. It's either going to be late May to early June. Personally, I would prefer it to be June, just because of the fact that you got Mario Kart at the end of this month, which I'll be playing. Everyone will be playing pretty much. Mario Kart is going to sell systems. I local GameStops around me, it's their most pre-ordered game as well. A lot of people are talking about Mario Kart. A lot of people bought a Switch to play Mario Kart. Mario Kart has always been a heavy hitter title with Nintendo systems. So I'll be playing Mario Kart a lot for weeks to come. And then in May, you have Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers, which is a fighting game as well. That comes out at the end of May. So I'd like to give it at least give some room. I don't want like, okay, here's Ultra Street Fighter 2, and then the following week here's ARMS. It's like I'd like to at least get some breather there. As for Splatoon 2, I believe the date we're gonna get is either late June or early July, and I'm pining more for early July. The reason for that being, again, I would prefer it just because I would like to give more breathing room between the games. And I think Nintendo would as well. I doubt with both of these games, and they have said they're going to be focusing on both games in the future. Both will be getting a lot of content updates. So it's like, why would they focus so much on ARMS and then like less than a month later release Splatoon 2? I think there's going to be some room between these games, but at the same time, I think they're going to want to get all the information as they can out there for both of them. Even if one doesn't launch before E3, I'm pretty sure they're going to want to focus on new content at E3 instead of talking about Splatoon 2, which they've talked about for so long. I do believe we're going to get one more chance at the Splatoon 2 Global Test Fire. I believe there's going to be one more Test Fire event before it launches, so that's also a prediction. I think it's going to happen. As for other stuff, I think the Direct is mainly going to be focused on those two, but I think they did mention there's going to be some 3DS and Switch news. I think for the Switch, since we're on the Switch topic already with these two games, I think what they're going to talk about is, I don't think there's going to be too many new announcements. However, I have a feeling they're going to show off something Kirby related. Call it a hunch. I just think they're going to show off something Kirby related, simply because it has been quite a bit since the last Kirby game, especially since the last console Kirby game. And it's Kirby's anniversary this year. I know what you're saying. but they didn't do anything for Metroid's anniversary. I love Metroid, I do, but it's a matter of sales. Kirby sells a hell of a lot more than Metroid, and it has a much bigger game catalog than Metroid, a lot more merchandise, just a lot more people buy it, and Kirby is more recognizable than Metroid. I mean, even Kirby even had a 100 episode anime. You know what I mean? Metroid didn't have anything like that. So when it comes to Nintendo series, Kirby is one of their top. I mean, it's not really talked about too much, but that's just because Kirby sells itself. Like Kirby is it's so good that it's one of their best. So yes, I could see them releasing some game or some celebration, something for Kirby because it is its anniversary year. Japan's been getting a lot of merchandise. They had an orchestrated symphony and all that other stuff. So yeah, I think I have a feeling it's just something Kirby related. And Kirby stuff they don't normally talk about too much at E3. They usually do save Kirby stuff for little events or directs and stuff like that. So I could see that happening because let's be honest, I love Kirby, but I mean, and like I said, it does sell itself. But when it comes to E3, they focus more on huge scale games like a Zelda game, or like Donkey Kong, or like Mario. You know, so and they already said Super Mario Odyssey will be a big game at E3. So speaking of Mario Odyssey, I don't think we're going to see that. In fact, I think there's 99.99% chance we are not going to see Mario Odyssey. I can't wait to see the salty comments like in 2 days when people are like, well, where was Mario Odyssey? They said it's going to be at E3, guys. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. It's a direct. It's an April direct. I mean, it's we're 2 months before E3. If you're expecting huge announcements like, oh, here's tons of new games never talked about, you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that. As for other stuff on Switch, I think it's gonna talk about more indie stuff. A lot of dates for games that we don't know about, like Pocket Rumble was supposed to launch in March, got delayed. I think we're gonna get a date for that. I think Yooka-Laylee is gonna get a date for the Switch digital version. And then I don't think there's gonna be a virtual console in this direct. I think again that could be something they're gonna save, like maybe for like a fall direct or maybe for E3. I don't know why. I don't see it happening. And to be honest, I'm not one of the people pandering for a virtual console. I mean I'll be excited when it comes out, but I have so many games to play right now, and I've downloaded all the old games on my Wii, my Wii U, my 3DS. You know, it's like, you know, I after being excited for it for the Wii, then again for 3DS, and again for the Wii U, it's like I can only be excited about getting the same virtual console games over and over again. That it's like, you know, so it's like I'm like most people who like desperately want it for the Switch. Like I don't desperately want it. I'll be happy when we finally get it, but I don't, you know, I don't need it this soon anyway. So I don't think we're gonna get any information on that anyways. And as far as everything else, I don't think there's gonna be any other information. I think it's just gonna be mostly for Switch. That's just the indie stuff. ARMS, Splatoon 2. We might see some other like little snippets of stuff here and there, like you know, also Street Fighter 2, Cave Story Plus. You know, some of the recent physical stuff that's been announced. I think we'll get little snippets of them, but not really a focus. As for 3DS, I have a feeling they're going to talk about Ever Oasis, which if they do, it'd be awesome because we haven't seen that game since last E3. I would love to see more in that game because I'm so excited for that game. It's one of my most anticipated 3DS games right now, and we have barely seen anything from it. So I have a feeling they'll talk about that. I don't have a feeling. I don't think they're gonna talk about Pikmin for 3DS, even though I'd love for them to do that. I have a feeling that's gonna be something reserved for E3, and I think it'll get a date for probably in the fall. But that's E3. I'm not going to predict E3 stuff. But I don't think we're going to see the Pikmin 3DS project at least until E3. As for other stuff for 3DS, again, more indie stuff. Box Boy, the third Box Boy game. Now, again, this is one bit of information that only pertains to North America. Japan has the final Box Boy game, as does Europe. So here in North America, we don't have it. And I think we're going to get a date for it. They're probably going to say, oh, it'll launch. It might be one of those things where it's like, oh, it's available now, you know, right after this direct. Or maybe it'll be tomorrow on Thursday, you know. I mean, tomorrow is after Wednesday, you know. But I don't know. It could be something cool. And then there could be some other little surprises here and there for the 3DS. Nothing. I don't think it'd be anything too big. What I would love to see is Dragon Quest XI information, but that's reaching a bit. So, but yeah, no. Either way, it's a long time coming. I've been excited for us getting a direct. I knew we were going to get a direct at some point because if you look in past years, there's always a direct around February, March, April. Around those 3 months, there's always been a direct. Always been a direct. So it's just it's something that I've been anticipating. I knew sooner or later we would get one. Usually, like I said, this is their big, well, not big, but this is their like pre E3 blowout. So then once E3 comes, get more stuff. So until then, still playing Zelda. Got two more shrines to do, and then be good to go. Fight Ganon. Tons of other games I have to play. So I have a physical collection of 5 Switch games now, and then I have half dozen indies and other digital stuff, Fast RMX, Superclips, all that stuff. So yeah, so I'm excited to see the new stuff coming this Wednesday, and that's about it. I don't really have anything else to predict or talk about. So yeah, can't wait. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think are going to happen? What do you want to see happen? Be reasonable. Don't be like, oh, we need Metroid. We need 2D and 3D Metroid, and we need Mario Odyssey release date. Like, you're not going to get any of that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know, at least in comments below. And as always, I will catch you there.